So I had a song with a little known rapper named Waka Flocka. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Are you joking?
No, I'm super serious. Like I had a whole album, whatever. So, okay, he was my first single. I'm like teen queen princess girl, and I'm doing music and I'm working with Waka Flocka, like the biggest at the time. He was very big. He still is. But at the time he was like, he had just popped off. He had the big, like, whenever, so I have a song, period. And so, we're in the sunroom and we're playing it, my family or whatever. And everyone's like, yeah, this is smash and woo, and then my brother goes and he goes, he's listening and he's like, yeah. And then he goes, and all my family's like, yeah, that's it. And then he goes, okay, I got some new highlights out. I'm like, sir, it's not that.
Hey y'all, I'm Jordan. You can call me Jordy Ray, and I'm the host of Do I Know You? So Do I Know You is a show that celebrates identity and truth and love and light and so many other beautiful things, but we're doing it through the lens of celebrity siblings and children of celebrities. You already know that my brother is Draymond Green, but today I will be interviewing another NBA sister who is a dear, dear friend of mine. Her brother is basketball superstar Quinn Cook. You might know him from Duke or the Lakers or the Warriors, or I don't even know. He's been everywhere. But Gia is also a superstar. The best way I would describe her is like a superstar mermaid butterfly princess. Like, I feel like after the interview, you'll see why. But she's just such a sweet and kind and caring person, and honestly, like, older sister figure that I look up to, so I'm really excited to have her today. Selfishly, something that excites me about Do I Know You is that it's honestly like a therapy session for me. It's like a little bit of catharsis, being able to talk to someone who fully knows and understands the things that you live through on like a day-to-day basis. Not even bad, but it's just a different perspective that we have. So I'm really excited to share that with all of you today. In the world's eyes, we're an extension of our famous families, but I want to highlight our actual stories independent of anyone else and any projections that you might have of them that you're projecting onto us. So for all of you watching, if you don't have famous family, or even if you do, we all have an identity that is 1,000% worth celebrating, and I hope that you can be inspired by the end of Gia and I's chat to celebrate yours. All right, enough with the chit chat. Let's get into the interview. Welcome, Gia. I'm so excited to introduce my amazing, incredible friend, actually of over 4 years now, which is wild, Gia Cook. Period. I'm looking like
I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited to have you. So the way Gia and I met is actually really funny. Our brothers were on the same team, the Golden State Warriors. Her brother is Quinn Cook. My brother's Draymond. We've covered this. And back in 2018, they won the NBA championship. And that was a good time. Okay. Like,
that was the best one yet.
So fun. And I was only 18, but I remember I saw Gia. Yeah. I don't even know if I told you this. I saw you on the family bus and I was like, yeah, period. She's it. I was like, she's that girl. And I was just, you know how like sometimes you just feel people's energy. I was like, what's your energy? And so I just feel like the first time we talked, we established it's like,
I know we did. We were dancing literally, like.
Well, and what's funny about that is, so we have this, I'm going to insert the picture, but I don't know if you remember. That picture is so scary.
I know. Well, it was a fun night.
It was a fun night. It's actually so funny because Gia's in this like cute fit, but I didn't know we were going to the after party from the games. I was in like sweatpants, but I was ready.
Okay, funny thing about that, we'll teach you more about my brother. I had like, Jordan will enter the photo, but like I have like a normal tank top, like that, and he had just won like the Super Bowl. So I know he just won the championship, and he's like, why are you wearing that? You're showing too much. I'm like, nobody's paying attention to me. Everyone is literally lit. Like, and I'm just kind of like, I have on a nice tank top. Like,
you look amazing.
I know, like, I'm like, there's nothing out. Like, at the time I had literally no boobs. Like, I'm just kind of like, no boobs on me. And he went ballistic. So I was like, oh, okay, well,
He needs to know that truly no one is paying attention to family.
I know.
That was their moment.
We can literally come in there with like a thong. No one cares.
No one cares. No, you look so good.
When you see like Draymond and Steph, no one cares.
Literally no one cared. That's the other thing. The after party was pitch black. I'm like, nobody can even see.
I know. It was like,
I'll have to insert the picture.
The Warriors know how to party because it was like trend. It's like they knew they were gonna win because like right to the party.
No, they immediately knew. And what's funny about that is I remember I like left the party at like 7 a.m. I went to work out and then got on the plane immediately and went to SF.
Jesus Christ. It was literally like that. Like, yes, it was like it was an all-day thing.
Oh.
And they were talking about so it was so funny. This is so funny, but I like met this guy and he had invited me to like a Cavaliers party. And I was like, so I'm like texting, I'm like, oh, well, this party's over. Should I go to another one? I was like, oh no. I'm a traitor. No,
the way Quinn would never forgive you if you missed this party.
Like, what am I doing? Like, go to bed. It was literally the longest day.
It was a really long day. And I remember, I'm pretty sure that was Bron's last game with the Cavs.
Yes.
So it was just so emotional. I was like, wow, this is.
And I had family from Ohio. So like, it was like the city kind of was so, because I feel like everyone knew LeBron was leaving. Yeah. So it was like,
no, that's real because I remember no hate to Cleveland. I'm literally from Ohio, so people can chill if they're thinking I'm hating on Cleveland. But I remember I like took a walk outside before the game and I was like, where's everybody at? Like,
yeah,
what's going on? I
feel like everyone knew.
Yeah.
I will be honest, that game, I was in the family room, but okay, now guys, the family room in like a normal Warriors game is really nice, but like a finals is even nicer. I didn't even go up to the game. I went to the game like 4 seconds and I went to family rooms eating and chilling and like talking to everyone. And I'm literally like talking and they're winning the championship. And then literally I like look and like they won and I just saw all the people running and this guy and I'm literally walking out. I'm like, I'm eating and I'm like, I have a plate in my hand and I'm like walking to go back upstairs. I didn't know the game was over. And literally I just see all of them running in. And brother comes like, why are you down here? I'm like, oh, I didn't know you guys won.
You're like, congrats, brother.
And then this reporter kind of like, I guess he notices and he's like, oh wow. And it was
no. The reporters constant, they do too much.
They were trying to I'm like, no, you're not getting anything from me. But yeah, it was so random. I was like, oh, I guess we won. Gotta go. Like,
no, literally. No, the walking around with the plate is real. Okay.
Yeah,
Get me with some
food is just so good. And that's the day that I saw like Travis Kelce and all.
Was he there?
Yeah, because I think he's from Cleveland or I think he's a Cleveland fan. You see a lot of cool people.
You do. It was a good
2018.
Fire. It was a good summer. Okay, did you ever play basketball?
Kind of. I'm more of like a lover of the game, not a player.
Yeah.
I'm a shooter though. Like actually, I'm the better shooter in the family.
Really?
So, yeah, my dad made a full court basketball court in our backyard for me. Okay, I had a gun. Do you guys anyone remember the gun? That was for me, but it just wasn't my thing. He got better.
I'm so weak. No, G is the shooter. Honestly, I can't even pretend to be surprised by that.
I'm the Steph of the family.
Period. And I hope Quinn's listening to this.
Yeah, he will. I'll send to him. I'm the Steph. He knows it too. I'm the Steph of the family. It is what it is.
I'm so weak. That's why it's always so funny to me when people find out who my brother is. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you're his sister." I'm like, I mean, yeah, but he's also my brother. Like, I'm the Beyonce of the family. I don't care. I literally don't care. Like, I'm the Beyonce.
I could go to this family. Like me and my brother, we had for New Year's, he did like a food drop, or he gave out a food. Shout out to Carolina Kitchen in DC. And so I was like, well, you need to get on this interview. You know what I mean? He's like, well, I'm going to sleep. And I'm like, well, it's fine. I'll do it. No, I'm the one people want to see. He's like, yeah.
I'm so weak. As long as he knows. That's the thing. As long as he knows. But that's what I love about you. I feel like you're so like, Gia is just so Gia. I don't know how to describe it, but she just operates on like her own plane. I don't know. Like, I like am not really on Instagram that much anymore. But when I am and I see Gia's post, I'm like, period. She's just living. Like,
I'm a thing. Like, I'm in my own world.
Period. Well, okay, that actually leads me to my first question. So before we even like dive deep into Gia in relation to Quinn in relation to Gia, like I want to know, how would you describe yourself? Like if I had to ask you, who is Gia Cook, what would she say?
I'm a Gemini. Like Gemini makes me. I mean, like Geminis are known to be like all over the place and like doing something else, multiple personalities, multiple things.
Yeah.
I like literally like I'm a Gemini. Literally a Gemini describes my personality. I'm literally all over the place.
I literally love that so much. But it's like chaotic good. You know how there's like chaotic evil, chaotic good? You're like chaotic great.
Yeah, I'm super chaotic, but like I'm really sweet.
You and like your Hinge bio. So how have you
perfect? I need to update it. I'm chaotic, but I'm sweet.
You see our friendship, y'all are just getting like an invite into like what would be like a FaceTime call.
Hilarious.
So like in that, how do you feel like you forged like your own identity? Because obviously this show is all about like, yes, we love our siblings that are famous. However, like it's really important for all of us, famous people, non-famous people, like whoever, to have their own identity. So how have you been able to do that?
Well, for me, like my brother is my brother's like has been like popular his whole life. So it's not like new. It's obviously different than you because your brother's like to me, he's not just like famous as a basketball player, but he's like famous as a person, you know? But like Quinn's like always been like pretty popular. Like literally since we were kids, like literally for like babies, he's always like been on the best teams. He's always like been the star of it. Like he's always been. So it's like very normal. But like for me, because me and my brother are boy and girl, like there's no competition. Like I'm a girl, he's a boy, there's no competition. And like I've always done my own thing, literally. Like he was doing his basketball, I was doing like my ballet and my music and my pageants. And like I've always had like a really good group of girls around me that like it's just always been about me. I don't know.
It's really as simple as that.
It's okay with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, maybe because I'm a girl, he's a guy, but there's literally been no competition like at all. Like there was this one time. Okay, so I used to do music, right? So I was like, I always am a retired pop princess, but like I was like signed to a record label, like I did the whole thing, right?
Right.
Okay, maybe a little bit of what's the thing when you get stuff because of your family? Nepotism. Maybe a little nepotism got me the deal. Maybe, I don't know. But whatever it is, I did it. So I had a song with a little known rapper named Waka Flocka. I don't know if you guys remember him.
Are you joking?
No, I'm super serious. Like I had a whole album, whatever. So, okay, he was my first single. I'm like teen queen princess girl, and I'm doing music and I'm working with Waka Flocka, like the biggest at the time. He was very big. He still is. But you know, at the time he was like, he had just popped off. He had the big, like, whenever, so I have a song, period. And so, you know, we're in the sunroom and we're playing it, my family or whatever. And everyone's like, yeah, this is smash and woo, you know, and then my brother goes and he goes, you know, he's listening and he's like, yeah. And then he goes, and all my family's like, yeah, that's it. And then he goes, okay, I got some new highlights out. I'm like, sir, it's not time. It's my time.
I promise you. Are you serious?
I'm like dead serious. Like that is, you know. But that's why watched his highlights as well. So you know what I mean?
You're so real for that, for giving him that moment.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, okay. But you know, so like I said,
funny.
it's always a like, as much as like it was about Quinn growing up, it was about me too. Because I was like, you know, in pageants and doing ballet and, you know, getting record deals and doing shows. So we were both very active. So.
Yeah, that's great. And I think that's what's so beautiful is like, you know, your own lane. Like I tell people, like, I used to play basketball, and the day Dre got drafted, well, it wasn't the day, it was like that month, I think I quit. I was like, this isn't my lane. And like, that's fine. Like, my lane is like hosting and arts and theater and drama. Like, I'm a little dramatic. What can I say? Like, it's not, it's not the core. And because of that, there's no competition. It's only love. Like, so that's really beautiful. Cause it's sad when it's not that way.
It might be different if it was like we were both boys or both girls. Because I do know some, I won't say who, but I am really close with like a famous sister to a sibling that's a girl. Struggles like a lot with.
Yeah. That's real. I feel like, honestly though, it like comes and goes too, right? Like, nothing is static in life. Everything's dynamic. So sometimes you're closer with your family, and sometimes you're like, I just need some space, you know? So that's really real. Okay, so we've kind of mentioned it. Our brothers won the championship together, but they have a lot of accolades, period. Like, they've been really successful. And because of this, you know, they're household names in like the world of sports, in the NBA, and without sports. But even with all that, it's funny because earlier you mentioned, you were like, yeah, your brother is like famous, but like, I just don't see him as famous. Like, it's really hard for me in my head to like, like, it's hard for me, even like famous people I'm friends with, like, I don't see him as famous. You're just a person. Do you feel the same way? Because Quinn's had popularity for so long.
No, I don't see it, but but like I do, like as like a business person, I do see how cool he is and how interesting he is. You know what I mean? So like I see how dope he is for sure. But at the end of the day, like no, I don't see him as like famous or anything like that. But he doesn't act like that at all. Like, and to be honest, he's not like a poster. So he doesn't post like his coolest moments. Like he's super low key, which I like. Like the other day, like something happened that was like really good this summer, and then like I kind of like I was being messy and I was trying to like stay do that, and I was like, you're right.
Love that, the low keyness.
Yeah,
that's also really hard to do.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, but he does. I'm sure your brother could too.
Not you gotta keep him honest. I mean, I feel like it's, when I tell people that, I'm like, yeah, I don't see him as famous. Like, what? I'm like, okay, don't do too much.
And your brother is like legit famous, like kind of like Charles Barkley, like, you know, iconic. But
it's like it's family. Like,
of course, yeah, no, for sure. No, for
you know, I feel like people don't know how to like make the separation. I'm like, just because you got a poster of him up in your bedroom and you like pray to it at night, like.
But like for me, the only person that like I've met a lot of famous people, like athletes. But the only person like that like athlete that like took my breath away, I was like, oh my God, like was LeBron. I was like, oh my God. Like and I've met Kobe Bryant, and I grew up a Kobe fan, I've met Michael Jordan. But like LeBron, it was kind of like, whoa, you know, I don't know. He definitely like kind of was like, wow, that's LeBron James. He's kind of like,
that's fame.
Yeah. And he like is so large and like he's a big persona, you know. It was like, oh wow, I was like really wow.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I feel like the only person I would feel that way about is Beyonce, because to me
sorry for cursing. Yeah. I met Beyonce too twice.
Yeah, what?
The first time I met her, I was really young. She was on the Destiny's Child tour, like one of her last ones, or she had just gotten, no, she was on the tour. So she was Beyonce and they came back around. I met her and we were like walking, and I remember this girl peed on herself. I saw the girl pee on herself. And like when I tell you, and I say this all the time, like she looks like an angel. She had on white too. She looks like an angel. Like I'm not even being dramatic. Like she literally looks like an angel. And I was like, oh my God. And she was like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Beyonce said I was beautiful.
Are you serious?
I was a bad. I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like a baby. That I knew I was a bad because Beyonce said it.
Because Beyonce told you. Like, why would you believe actually anything different?
Yeah, like, oh, period. Like, anyway, but yeah, no, she looks like literally. I've seen some pretty women too, but she's like one of my like the prettiest. I was like, wow, this is a star.
Right. No, that's a star. I literally can't imagine that.
Yeah, you'll meet her.
Yeah, 100%. Well, one of my goals is to interview her because I know she doesn't do a lot of interviews.
You're going to interview her.
Period. And it will happen. And I'll be like, remember Gia? You called her beautiful, period.
Actually, like, oh my God.
I'm screaming.
I've literally met a billion people in my life and called them a billion people beautiful. But the thing about it is like when you like do and you're growing in your career, when you do stuff for little girls, they remember it. Because like they said that to me, and I literally remember that. Like it was literally yesterday. I can literally picture it.
Wow. That's so true though. That's so true. I always say like, because I have a podcast too, but with like my friend about something completely different, but we're always like, we gotta do it for little Black girls. Like even when we don't feel like it. Because I'm like, I wish I had that.
Yeah, literally you'll remember it.
Exactly. Okay, my next question for you, Gia, because I'm trying to keep us on time, but y'all, I could talk to Gia for 4 hours. But I just want to talk about something because this actually came up within this past week, and I was like, I need to talk to Gia about this. So people always ask about like pet peeves. And I have a lot of them because sometimes people are irritating, period. However, one of like my biggest ones, which happened recently, I just find it so wacky, is when people learn who your brother is and then they're like literally, oh, tell him I said what's up. Or like, tell him I said, hey. Please be so for real. That literally drives me so insane because y'all sound so dumb. And I know it comes to the territory, but like y'all sound so dumb. And sometimes I've had it happen with like previous friends. So my question for you is, how has it been for you navigating friendships and relationships without it feeling like you have to be aware of like who's using you and who's trying to be transactional,
Yeah. This might be the narcissist in me. I don't think people want to hang out because of my brother. Like they actually don't want to hang out with my brother because like he's like a narc and he like won't like my friends are kind of like scared of him because like well, don't hide from him because he's like so crazy. Like not in a good way, like he's very what do they call that? Protective over me. So like if we go to the club, that's done. No, my friends never want to come because like you're gonna stand at the section, you better not move, you better not breathe. If a boy looks at you, the security is gonna take him out. It's like, oh, what's the point? You know what I mean? So
right. Fair.
No, I don't. I think my friends love my brother, obviously, because I have a great group of girlfriends that I've been like best friends with for so long, and they're all so dynamic in their own ways, and like we're all scared of Quinn in a sense. So like, it's like okay, like he's an arc, so I love him, but he's an arc. So I don't think
I'm so dead. I love you guys. Whatever. It's so funny. I told you this a couple months ago. I saw Quinn, and the first thing I asked him, I was like, "Where's Gia at? How is she doing?"
Because like it doesn't matter.
He was like, "I'm good. How are you?" I was like,
"Oh, it's so funny because okay, so when he played for the Lakers, I had lived in LA for a while, and so like this one time, one of my friends, I let one of my friends like drive my car. It's a whole other story, but he was at some event, and I'm like some like event in West Hollywood. And he was like, he called me like, who got your car? And I'm like, oh, this is just a girl. Like, no worries. And he's like, oh. And he literally people come to anyway, it was just really funny. So yeah, I think more so guys don't want to talk to me because of my brother, but I don't think it's girls. I think girls like me. I'm a girl's girl.
Period. It's as simple as that. Wait, this is so random and has nothing to do with the show, but it's such a red flag when girls are like, oh, I don't get along with girls because they're so dramatic. I'm like, you are literally pick me number one. I'm really scared. It's too much. So, okay, with that, how do you feel like you've been able to strike the balance between being like Quinn's sister, as some people probably refer to you as, but also like showing up for yourself and like being proud of him but being proud of you as well. You know what I'm saying? Because it really is like, I'm 22 and I feel like recently over the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years is when I finally was able to be like, okay, here's the balance.
Yeah. For me, like there's like a whole like world that knows me and doesn't know like who my brother is. So like that's why it's so funny that like, yeah, like because I've lived in a bunch of cities, so like a lot of people don't know, like people do know, but like a lot of people don't know, and I don't like to tell people, like I really don't, because then there's all this stuff that they think about me, and there's a lot of preconceived notions that I don't. So, so I don't even like to say.
No, that's so real. I'm like, I just want to enter a room without free of that. And it's nice because we have different last names. So like it doesn't come with me. But like you have a false idea probably of him that you're projecting onto me. It's like, I'm just church. Like I don't even like I can't even give you what you want.
I have like a whole life that people don't even know my relation, or not even just with Quinn, but just like with something like basketball. That's literally like, because Quinn's like a player, but like he's always played at like major places, like OK, Samantha, Duke, Warriors, Lakers. So it's more so like the association, like you'll come somewhere and someone like, oh, hey, can you call LeBron and can LeBron do this deal with me? And I'm like, no.
What? Like my question is, what do you expect the answer to be yes? When people ask
me that, let me call him real quick. No, what are you talking about? Like, who even asked that? It's so crazy to me.
It's wild. Like, it's wild. And y'all might be listening and you think we're gassing it. I promise you, we did not even talk about this before. People really do that, y'all. And it's wild.
It's absolutely crazy. And I'm just kind of like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that for you. Like,
yeah, do you want to talk to him? Actually, I'll just give you the phone.
Yeah, hold on. Here's LeBron's number.
Like, girl, you're better off tweeting him.
Yeah, go. Yeah, it's really crazy. I'm like, what? Sure, got it. Okay.
No, literally. Well, I always tell people too, I live like a Hannah Montana double life.
Me too.
Really?
Girl, yes. I'm the original Hannah Montana.
You are that girl, like.
Oh yeah, I was like, yeah.
The wig comes on and the wig goes off. It's just whatever I want it to be that day. Period.
Yeah.
Love. So with success comes a lot of critics and internet trolls and haters, and especially on Twitter. Like, are you on Twitter?
I'm not really a tweeter. I'm a twatcher.
Okay, fair. I literally deleted Twitter, not because of this, but back when I was on it, I was like, ooh, y'all are really insufferable. And so I feel like so many times, like you see stuff about your brother, but also about like your family. Rumors.
Oh my God. Yes. Oh my God.
Everything.
Yeah, I know. It's really okay. So there's this one girl. So like I said, Quinn played for the Duke, for the Blue Devils, and they were not the best his first year, but like his last year, like they were really good. Obviously, they won.
Right.
But there was a girl. I will not mention your name, but I had not seen you on. You're not influential. It stopped at Twitter. Okay, so she was insufferable. She was so mean, talking so much crap about Quinn. And I saw the tweets, people would tweet me, like they would send it to me, all that. And so when they did finally win, sorry, my dog is.
You're fine. Are we getting a cameo?
He's insufferable. Anyway, so I love that word. It's my new word of the week. Sorry. So if they can hear you in the audio, I'm sorry. Like this is like this is real. Sorry. But anyway, when they finally won the championship, like it took me so much to like not just rub it in her face. But I believe like when Michelle, like Obama, like when they go high, when they go low, high, and like, I just felt like it was so negative. Like it was so like she was so rude. Like so, and it hurts my feelings. Oh, it hurts my feelings.
It really does hurt. It really does hurt.
It's like people don't understand. Getting to the NBA is one of the hardest things you'll ever do in the entire life. Like I know every person thinks they can hoop.
No, they all.
It is hard to be in the NBA. Point blank in the period. Like
it's as simple as that.
Like when I was watching my brother guard James Harden, which is his first position. I'm like, oh,
Wow. Right.
I was like, no, like it is so hard to be in the NBA. So
Period.
like if you make it, you were good.
Yeah.
You may not be as good as a Draymond Green or LeBron James or Kobe or Michael, but you are good at what you do because it is so hard to play Division One basketball.
Yeah.
It is so hard to play like AAU circuit. Let's be clear.
Literally.
Like, it's so hard. So like, and they work so hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Literally, that's all they do is
Yeah.
play basketball and work and do all this. So it's like, you know what I mean? And so like when you don't acknowledge the greatness, like that pisses me off. Sorry.
And beyond that too, I'm like, this is a human you're talking about. Most people do it beyond, like they can't have a profile pic because they would get jumped immediately. And I just am like, you do realize like you're talking about someone's family, like family. So I remember when I was in high school during their like, the Warriors blew a 3-1 lead. And I remember seeing stuff, and I was in high school. So I like was so like impressionable and just, I was just so upset all the time. And like, what's crazy is half the tweet, more than half the tweets, most of the tweets our brothers don't even see, nor do they care. But for some reason, when it's family, you're like, I have to go to war for you. Like,
and I think too, they're so like, I feel like they don't tell us the truth. Like, I feel like it hurts them too. Like, but they just don't like, because I feel like as athletes, they've been judged their whole life. Yeah. Literally since they started playing, you're not tall enough, you're not fast enough, like you're not athletic enough, or you're this,
you're too small.
Like, that stuff is mental health for, and I'm sure it gives them anxiety. Like I know it has to, because they're human and they work really hard at what they do. So I just feel like they probably act like it doesn't hurt their feelings, but I think it does.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. I mean, words hurt, period. Like, period. Some of y'all can't, like, it's crazy. The same people that are tweeting this stuff go into work the next day for an evaluation and they cry on their way home. And here you are talking about a superstar. Like, please be so for real.
True. Yeah, it's not nice. Like, I don't know. And like someone like LeBron that gets literally hate every millisecond. Like, I can only imagine like what his family goes through. And they're literally like the most kindest humans.
They're the best.
They're like the kids are so like good. I don't know. Like, wow. Like, and your dad, I mean, I can only imagine. So I'm sure they're so immune to it, but
literally. And it's also like you can't win. Like, this is beyond basketball, but I saw a tweet that Sasha Obama, like she goes to Harvard, I think, or I don't know where she goes, but wherever she's going to school, she was carrying a Telfar bag, and like it made headlines. They were like, how dare she carry this $300 bag? I'm like,
she could have a Birkin.
That's the thing.
It's like promoting Black businesses, and it's like it's not real leather too for that in children.
It's the best option.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think that's very good, but okay, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I literally don't. I'm just like, people will be offended either way. You just have to live your life. But I do really resonate to you with like the seeing stuff and just being like, take the high road.
Because like basketball, it's weird because like normal celebrities, I feel like they get judged, but like NBA players, they get judged. I'm like, wow, like did you really say that? Like, did you really say that? Like, there's
literally.
like, wow. But I do remember this too. They're betting on these games, so like if you,
that's real.
So there's like, I mean, they could have won $5,000. I'm like,
yeah, they're really mad because that's like their groceries for the week.
Yeah, it could have been, that could change it. So yeah,
that's hilarious. Well, I guess that goes with like the topic of boundaries. So I'm curious, like, how do you set your own personal boundaries? Like, are you private, public, on like socials? Do you answer DMs? I'm assuming you've gotten fan DMs. Like, do you talk to them? Like, what are your boundaries?
Like, I don't really think about it.
Here, you said I just live.
Yeah. Some days I feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I just go by the minute. I change minutely. So
yeah. Saying that, not hourly, minutely.
Like I could be 14 people at once. I have no idea.
Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. Well, I feel like I know the answer to this knowing you, but for the people that haven't gotten it yet. So sometimes when I talk to siblings of celebrities, they'll say they feel like an added pressure to be like successful because they feel like more eyes are watching them and like it just feels like more. Do you feel that way?
No, not at all. Like, no. Yeah. I've literally done like all the cool things in life. Like I've lived everywhere. I've like pursued dreams. I've gone to cool things, gone to cool places, been in TV, just whatever. But like me, I just want to get married and have kids. Like I don't know.
Literally. Well, okay, that goes to my next question. So like what's next for Gia? Like, do you have any projects coming up? What should we be on the lookout for? Where can they follow you? Like, let them know.
Yeah. So I am like a real adult now. So like I have a real job. Like so I like love it. I love what I do, where I work. And I'm a dog mom and his name
What's
is
your dog's name?
Brody Cody. Yeah.
I love it.
So yeah, like I run my family business and I like do like my crystals and I work out and I'm just chill. Like I may get out of retirement like as like doing music, probably not. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm just literally like being an adult and like chilling out. I just want to get married and have children.
Here's my question. Would you what's your type?
I don't like gangsters or like hood. I don't like any of that.
Right.
I've always liked the super corniest man in the room. Bam, that's mine right there. Sorry.
Corniest man in the room is crazy, Gia.
No, I know. The weirder the man, he's gonna like me because you have to be off your rocker to like me. You do.
Oh,
You can't. Yeah.
He said something's got to be slightly
off. Typically, men who are like they're successful and like they're the most successful in their family, they're not gonna want me.
I hear you.
They don't see the vision.
I hear you. They don't see the vision like you do. Well, okay, so you are single. So if y'all are trying to come at you, you need to come correct.
I'm kind of single. I'm like halfway single.
She said, "Look, proceed with caution." I love it.
I'm like almost there. Sorry.
You said you change minutely, so it is what it is. We'll see you in a few minutes. We'll see how you feel.
Yeah, like it is. I might be married in a minute. Who knows? But yeah,
by the time this comes out, you might be married.
My goal is to be married. That's my only goal right now.
I love that. I love it. Well, I can't wait for the wedding. I will
1,000%
be there. I will literally be there. Gia, I love you so much. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Your talk show is gonna go, like, it's so good. I can see this on like Roku. Do you like Roku?
I love Roku.
I watch Roku all the time.
Oh my gosh, I trust you.
You need a platform or like a network that can allow you to be like positive.
Yeah.
Because I feel like all these networks want it to be drama, but you can just have fun conversations with like cool, crazy people. Yeah. And they don't have to be negative.
Exactly. Well, Gia and I were saying before, like, this show is not to be like bashing our family. Like, we love our family so much, like our brothers and famous family and non-famous, everybody. So like, it's not for drama, but we just want to highlight more stories. And so look, if a network is listening and wants to do that and can cut the correct check, then period. We're there. Okay. Thank you so much, Gia. I love you to pieces, and we'll see you.
I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
To my brother, if you're watching this, I love you. And like I think it's also too because like I get a lot of cool stuff because of him. So like thank you. I don't want to say like, well, my whole family, to be honest, like the only successes I've had in my life is honestly because of my family. Period. So I love that, and I'm thankful. To be honest.
Right.
And I'm exciting, but like getting those opportunities is literally just because of that. So it is what it is. I'm not like pushing away from it, but they're really cool to help us to stay out. And I feel like it's gonna be cool.
Amazing. All right, everyone. We'll see you later. Okay, how incredible was Gia? I'm telling y'all, like, I love her so much. I think she's just such the perfect embodiment of like living life out loud and just dancing to the beat of her own drum. Like, I don't know. I just am so inspired by her energy. Something that she had said during the interview that really stuck out to me was how she didn't feel like she was in competition with Quinn. Like, she just existed. Like, she didn't feel like she had to worry about like creating her own lane or like being calculated with it. She just lived. And I think that should be really inspiring to all of us because all of us deserve to live without inhibitions and without fear of, I don't know, like competition and comparison, because comparison is the thief of joy. And so I just want all of us to be inspired by Gia. Gia, thank you so much for coming on. Identity is a beautiful thing. And I just want to encourage all of you guys that your identity is enough. Whatever it is right now is enough, and you are beautiful. And yeah, I just think that was just so powerful to see how Gia just lives unapologetically as herself. Quinn lives unapologetically as himself. He's so awesome. And it's just beautiful to see two incredible siblings live very independent lives, but they're also intertwined, right? Like, I think it's also important to recognize that everything that we're attached to, as siblings of celebrities, but also just period, like as a human being, shapes us, right? So whether for better or for worse. And in her case, everything around her, she is intentionally making sure that it shapes her for the better. So I just think that's really beautiful. I want to thank all of you for watching. This was just so much fun. And I know there's so much content out there. You could be anywhere, but you're here watching Do I Know You? And so I hope that with more interviews, you continue to be more inspired and gain more hope for the future and for yourself. And I'm going to remind you this every time, but I just want all of you to know that you are just enough as you are. You're more than enough as you are. And so with that, cheers to you, and we'll see you next time. Yay! Do you have anything else? I'm here for you.
Shout out to Draymond. You guys are probably going to win another championship, and I'm literally going to be here for it.